I only do things efficiently, because if I have to spend an hour on a task that might only take me like 15 minutes, I'm not going to do it. So I learned these 7 productivity hacks that save me so much time and allow me to get things done in half of the time. Because I used to think productivity, it meant doing more, hustling more, checking off more boxes, like always working, until I realized true productivity isn't about how much you do, but how you actually do it. These hacks have honestly changed my life when it comes to work, when it comes to business, when it comes to my personal life, because when I'm in a busy season, like right now when I'm expanding my brand, I'm creating so much content, I'm planning a wedding, I need to rely on something that's going to keep me sane and not going to let me burn out. So let's get into the 7 productivity hacks that I have learned that doesn't allow me to burn out, and what you will be using so that way you can get things done in half of the time. Number 1, use your energy, not just your time. You don't want to just schedule tasks, you want to schedule your energy. One of the biggest things that I learned when I built my own business, became an entrepreneur, was working for myself, and still am working for myself, is I am not creating a schedule around tasks I have to do. I'm creating a schedule around the energy that I actually have to do them. Because one of the biggest things that people do that actually burns them out and allows them to not be productive and be unproductive is scheduling too much and just pushing through when they don't actually have the energy to get those tasks done. So for me, I realized when I wake up in the morning, after I do my morning routine at I finish around 9 a.m., I have full energy and focus to actually do work, like do focused creative work. So for me, I do like my deep work every single morning from like 9 a.m. to like 12 p.m. Like right now it's 11:30 a.m. and I'm recording this YouTube video because every single time I record, it requires me to have a lot of focus, have a lot of energy, have a lot of intention. But if I tried to record this at like 4 p.m. or 5 p.m., my energy would be depleted because I would have been working all day, spend so much of my energy in the morning and the afternoon, and then when evening time rolls around, I don't really have the energy and focus to get things done. This is one of the biggest things that you need to really take a look at when it comes to your schedule. If you're doing focused, intentional, creative work that actually takes a lot of like brain power, make sure that you are scheduling it around when you have the most energy versus when you don't actually have energy. So on the flip side, when I don't really have that much energy, maybe this is like in the afternoons, in the evening, on the weekends, this is where I'll do admin work. This is where I'll do I call it fun work. Maybe I'm editing reels on my phone. Maybe I'm going through emails. This is where I also don't really have to dress up. I don't have to put my face on. I can be wearing sweatpants, have my hair up. This is where I do chill, lean back work. So that's the first thing that you really want to take a look at is, are you scheduling around tasks you have to do, or are you scheduling around your energy? Because I promise you, when you start to schedule around your energy, you're going to get so many more things done, because once again, most of the time when you have tasks that you have to do throughout the day, it'll only probably take you a few hours. But the fact that we're trying to spread it across the whole day and we're trying to jam pack the entire day, that is going to lead us to burnout at the end of the week. Number 2, the power hour ritual. This is what I do to slay my tasks in 1 hour. I will put my phone away. I will set a timer, or I'll just notice it on my laptop, and I will have a list of maybe 3 big tasks that I want to complete within that hour. The key part about this is close out all of your tabs on your laptop. Put distractions away, close your office door, tell everybody, hey, do not distract me for an hour, because I'm gonna put my head down and I'm gonna get work done. Every single time I do this, oh my goodness, I literally, I'm done working by 1 p.m., 2 p.m. max every single day. The rest of the day, I can do whatever I want. Because once again, realistically, let's say for an example, you are a content creator and you need to sit down and you need to write out some content ideas. Maybe you need to edit a video. Maybe you need to get back to your emails. Maybe you need to, coach your clients, whatever it is that you have to do. If you know you have a list to do, but let's say you're on your laptop, all of a sudden, an email pops up, and then you start to respond to that email, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh wait, I have to make a post on Instagram, and then you start to do that, and then you're like, wait, what was I originally supposed to do on my laptop? And that had nothing to do with the last 2 tasks that you just did for yourself. So productivity, it's more about staying focused on a specific task that you have to get done. So every single time I do my power hour ritual, and this isn't just once a day. Maybe I'll do this like 2 or 3 times a day, just once again, depending on how much I have to get done. Oh my goodness, this helps me so much because I'm not trying to get my entire to-do list done in like an hour or like honestly in one day, because trust me, if you're like me, sometimes I will have 20 things on my to-do list and I will try to get it done in one day. And that just doesn't work. So I always say it's better to have a smaller to-do list done and actually get that done that day. And then take a look at kind of like your overflow list to do or your weekly list. And maybe just choose 1 or 2 extra things that you can do that day if you have time, if you have energy, and if you want to do it. Number 3, batching with intention. So once again, I do not batch with tasks, I batch with energy. Now this kind of goes with 1 and 2 because number 1, you want to make sure that you're doing tasks around your energy. And then number 2, you want to make sure you do tasks efficiently. So for me, for an example, right now it's what? It's Tuesday, 11:42 a.m. Every single Tuesday, I batch create my content because on Tuesdays, I get all dressed up, I do my hair, I do my makeup, I put on a cute fit, and my energy is only focused to creating content. I will not do admin work, I will not edit, I will not coach anybody, I will not talk to anybody. Like all I am doing on Tuesday is recording content because for me, it's very hard for me to record content every single day because it takes a lot of my energy. So if I know maybe tomorrow or Thursday, I need to like edit content, but instead I'm like, oh, let me film a YouTube video or let me film a few like reels and TikToks. It is going to deplete my energy and my focus and the efficiency of getting things done is not actually going to be there because once again, I'm switching energies too much. I learned this early on in my business when I was trying to record every single day. I was trying to be on calls every single day. I was doing sales calls every single day. And I was so exhausted by the end of the night. And by the end of the week, I'm like, oh my goodness, this business is too much for me. It's not the fact that the business was too much. It was just because I wasn't working around my energies and I wasn't batching with intention. So same to you. This doesn't just have to do with like work and business. This can also be like with your personal life. If you want to become healthy, you want to be fit, you want to be eating clean. One thing that I do every single Sunday is I get groceries. I sometimes meal prep my food. That is batching with intention because that way throughout the week, you don't have to focus on, oh my gosh, I have to run to the grocery store. I have to like cook dinner now, or I have to, spend an hour making like my green smoothie. Like you don't have to do that anymore. Or worst of all, like, oh my gosh, I don't have any food. So let me just run to like McDonald's and go get dinner. We're not doing that, right? So when you batch with intention, you are being so productive and you're actually gaining so much time because once again, you're not switching energies and you're not switching modes when you're going back and forth between tasks. Number 4, create a not to-do list because I'm calling you out and I'm calling myself out because sometimes I will be doing things that I'm not supposed to be doing because I'm getting distracted. So if you create a not to-do list, whether that's you do it every single day, if you seem to get distracted very easily, or you're doing it every single week, these are things that maybe you have to do, but you don't necessarily need to do right now, but you tend to do when you don't actually want to do the task that you're supposed to do. Make that list so that way you can actually intentionally notice when you're about to do something that you're not supposed to be doing. So for an example, let's say one thing that you want to do, but you don't definitely need to do right now in this moment is clean out like your emails and start to like organize it based on categories. That's something you want to do. It's going to help you, but based on your priority list, it's definitely something you don't need to do. One thing you want to catch yourself is if you see on your to-do list that you have to, you have to work on a project, but you're like, I don't really feel like doing that right now. I would much rather clean up my email list. That's where you want to catch yourself because that is actually being unproductive. You're spending too much of your time and energy doing things that's not actually moving you closer to your goals, to your dreams, and to your vision. So one thing I always ask myself every single time a task pops up that is not on my priority list is, do I put this on my later list to my not to-do list today, Or is this task actually going to help me move forward with my goals today and with my vision? If it's yes, I will put it on my to-do list for that day. If it's no, I'll put it on my not to-do list, or maybe I'll put it on like my weekend list. So just kind of train yourself to do it, because I promise you, you're going to feel so much more productive when you don't distract yourself by doing things that you don't need to do right now. Number 5, set a finish line. This kind of goes in hand with number 2, my power hour ritual. When you give yourself a deadline to get certain things done, you actually get it done a lot faster. And I'm sure we've all heard of kind of the saying of, if you give someone a week to do something, they will literally wait until the last day, the last hour to actually complete it, or they'll take the entire week to do small tasks, and it's going to take them even longer than just getting it done in an hour, versus if you give someone a task and you only give them 3 hours to an hour, they're gonna get it done in that specific time frame. So I have learned, if I give myself a deadline, a time frame, an hour, a day, a deadline to get something specific done, I will get it done by that time. If it's an open-ended goal, if I just have on my to-do list, like let's say for an example, I'm creating a series, like a video series on like YouTube or Instagram, and I know I have to outline that. If I give myself an open-ended goal of like, oh yeah, I want to create this series, odds are it's not really going to get done. But if I give myself a deadline, I'm like, okay, by like Wednesday, by Thursday, by Friday, I want to have the outline done. And by next week, I want to start to record these videos. Now I actually have a game plan. I have a strategy. I have something I can go off of. Like, this is also why when we think about like university, going back to grade school, we would have homework every single night that we would have to turn in at like 10 a.m. in the morning. If there was no deadline, we wouldn't have actually gotten those things done. So same thing with you when it comes to your work, when it comes to your business, when it comes to your personal life. Don't just have open-ended tasks that you need to do because you're not going to actually do them. When you put a deadline on them, not only will you actually get it done, but it's actually kind of fun because it starts to become kind of like a game, kind of like a competition with yourself. How quickly can I get things done so that I have more time for myself to do whatever the heck I want? Number 6, romanticize the process. Productivity, getting tasks done, it does not have to be heavy. It does not have to be boring. One thing I love to do is I like to make it fun, right? I would either put on music, I'll pour myself like a lemonade, put on a cute outfit, be like blasting, you know, something in the background, just something that makes me feel alive. Now, once again, it's dependent on what type of work that you're actually doing. For an example, if I'm doing, once again, really focused work that takes a lot of my focus, attention, and energy, one thing that you'll always catch me doing is having my headphones on and listening to binaural beats, high frequency music. That just gets me in focus. Usually when I do my power hour, that's what I'm listening to. But once again, if I'm in like chill mode, I'm doing something, you know, that's kind of more laid back. It doesn't require that much like focus, attention, energy. That's where I'll take myself to a coffee shop. That's where I'll maybe even work outside. Maybe I will be listening to like hip hop music, something that like pumps me up, right? So you just want to really ask yourself, what is going to make me feel good to do the task I'm about to do right now? In the really, really beginning, when I used to record YouTube videos, I never really put intention in how I actually looked, like putting on makeup, doing my hair, putting on a cute outfit. Like sometimes I did, but sometimes I'm like, oh, I just need to record the video. But let me tell you, now every single time I get ready, it actually makes recording a lot more fun because I'm not just like, you know, in sweatpants, or I'm not just like showing up randomly. I'm actually putting intention to it, and it makes it so much more enjoyable for me, but also I'm sure for you guys too. So romanticize it. Make your work feel like a mood. Make it feel like a party. Make it feel like a whole ass event. And I promise you, you're going to actually want to get things done because it's going to feel so fun to do them. Number 7, identity first, action second. The most powerful hack of all is being and becoming the most productive, aligned version of you. When you can actually step into her, someone who gets shit done, someone who shows up, someone who does have that energy, someone who always checks it off of her to-do list, that is the energy you are going to create and the outcome you are going to have every single day. You immediately get so much more done when you step into the version who is just already successful. into the version who gets to choose from her perspective what she actually needs to do, things she actually needs to get done. I will tell you a quick story. Early on, when I wanted to become an entrepreneur, when I wanted to build my own brand, build my own business, something that I used to do was I would take myself to coffee shops and then I would spend hours on Canva just creating graphics to post on my social media. And I'm like, wait a minute, like the entire day went by and I didn't make any money. I didn't grow my audience. I didn't get any opportunities. I didn't even really feel productive, even though I went to the coffee shop. I was on Canva. I was creating some graphics, but my business and my brand, it didn't really go anywhere. And it was because I was operating from my old identity, from someone of, oh, I'm just trying to start my business. I'm just trying to start this cute little thing. Instead of, I'm a successful business owner. I'm a successful brand. Therefore, I need to get these things done. I need to reach out to clients. I need to talk to people. I need to post on social media. I need to record videos. I need to speak on stages. Like, I need to put myself into these places. But if I didn't have the identity that matched the version of me that was able to actually get those things, like the productivity wasn't there. The actions didn't align to who I actually wanted to be. So I want to say this is like the most underrated hack of them all. Identity first, action second. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you know action comes from alignment, okay? You can take all of the action in the world. You can do all of the different tasks. You can do everything. But the outcome that you're trying to seek isn't going to be a match if you don't actually be the person that is able to achieve it. Be the person who knows the success, the goals, the milestones, the health, the fitness, the relationships, whatever it is that you're working on, bestie, that is actually meant for you. Now, you thought I was done, but I want to give you one more bonus tip that's actually really, really helpful. That's allowed me to become so much more productive and actually conserve my energy is eliminate decision fatigue. This is why I have structured routines. I have systems. This is why I meal prep. This is why I know what time I work out. This is why I have my energy focused in on recording every single morning instead of trying to figure out when I'm recording throughout the week. When you eliminate decisions in your life, you are much more focused to actually get tasks done. If every single day you're trying to decide, what am I doing today? What am I eating today? What am I dressed up? What am I dressing up as today? What content am I recording today? Like, if you are constantly making decision after decision after decision, you're going to feel exhausted before you even ever get to doing the actual task. So eliminate decision fatigue. Try to put in more systems, more workflows, more routines that you can just structure off of and you can go off of every single day and every single week. So go use these hacks, bestie. If you want to learn how to rewire your mind, become the identity that I just talked about in this video, make sure to watch this video right here. I love you so much. Go out there, become unforgettable, create the life that you love, and I will see you on next week's episode. Until then, make sure that you stay unforgettable.